right now. You got the sun
nice
glow.
combination you got on today.
It's kind of smooth, isn't it? It is kind of smooth.
You look like you're about to pack a body in the back of a hearse, but you look good.
No. Hey, call it whatever you want. I mean, some would say I already did pack a few bodies in a hearse this Sunday night. You know, when I watched and wrote I got the eulogies written and all of that other stuff. Keyshawn, you know, Keyshawn, man, how you doing, my brother? How you doing?
I'm good. I committed to being on here Tuesday, so I stayed with that commitment.
You don't look well.
Appreciate that.
You don't look well.
He don't look well.
No, I'm good. I just don't feel like hearing him.
Accountability.
Oh, okay.
I don't feel like hearing him.
No, come
you know
on,
how
man.
that go. I just don't want to hear his
No,
mouth.
I get you. I get
my
you.
brother.
That's how I felt yesterday.
brother.
All right, let's get it, guys. Let's get it over with. For the third time, Dak Prescott had the Dallas Cowboys in the divisional round of the playoffs, and for the third time, their season ended there. This time, it was in a 19-12 loss on Sunday to the San Francisco 49ers, the same team that eliminated the Cowboys in the wild card round last season. Micah Parsons was not happy with that offense, and he let it be known.
I don't think we really ran out of gas. I mean, how can someone say that? You take away from the things. I think we held them to one touchdown. I mean, you tell me we come in this game and holding them up to under 20 points, and if you take away the turnover points, you holding them to under 15, you win the game. So I really want to say that. I think everybody left it out there, but they made bigger plays.
All right. Shortly after the loss, the Cowboys official Twitter posted a tweet that placed the blame for the loss on Dak. Dak Prescott gave the ball twice in the narrow loss to the Niners in a matchup the Cowboys had a chance to win if they didn't again generate self-inflicted wounds. The tweet then links to an article. Okay, a lot of high hopes for this year. It's also worth noting, guys, that Jerry Jones canceled his radio appearance with 105.3 The Fan this morning. I don't think I've ever reported that breaking news.
Yeah.
Stephen A., they having you on? They having you on instead.
Yeah.
Stop that.
What's wrong with you, man? This dude, she's like a
villainous.
It's true, man. It's
All
true.
right.
Let me start it off.
You want to start it off?
Yes, I do. I think it's appropriate that I start off.
Okay, go for it.
Today.
Start.
Listen, here's the deal, okay? And I'll make this quick. Jerry Jones canceled that interview because Jerry Jones got decisions to make. Got decisions to make about his quarterback. Got decisions to make about his offensive coordinator. Got decisions to make about his head coach. He knows this. Now, there may be no changes. There may be some. But he's thinking about it. That's why he canceled that interview, number one, because plus he's scared of what he's going to say because he knows how he feels. When you see that tweet that was put up there,
Yeah.
that's a Dallas Cowboy tweet. You understand what I'm saying? That's their page, correct?
Yeah.
Their Twitter, yep.
You think
Cowboys Twitter
You
account.
think that they put that up without Jerry's okay? You think that they will put that up and Jerry Jones have no knowledge of it whatsoever? Dak Prescott gave away the ball twice in the narrow loss to the 49ers in a matchup the Cowboys had a chance to win if they didn't generate generate self-inflicted wounds. You really think that tweet went up without Jerry Jones' permission? Y'all know better. Y'all know better. And last but not least, Micah Parsons. Let me tell y'all something. That defense showed up and played like a championship defense. The Dallas Cowboys defense showed up. I'd love to troll their defense. It wasn't Micah Parsons' fault. DeMarcus Lawrence showed up. It wasn't his fault. Trayvon Diggs showed up. It wasn't his fault. Listen, they all showed up. And I remember when Dak Prescott threw his first interception and DeMarcus Lawrence got the sack on Purdy and then pointed over to Dak. We got you. We got you. He didn't have them.
Yep.
He didn't have them. And they know it. Everybody knows it. The look on Micah Parsons' face said it all. That tweet said it all. And Jerry Jones cancellation of his weekly radio appearance on 105.3. That's the station. That's the station that he shows up on. I know because they had me on the last 2 weeks. And I tried to tell them, fellas, I said, this is coming. I want y'all to brace yourself. Y'all go, and y'all ain't going to want to call me back on. You talk about Stephen A. They actually had the audacity to ask me, fellas, all right, so when we get to the conference finals, and when we get to the Super Bowl, are you going to come back on? I said, yes, but it won't happen. It's not going to be necessary. And so we'll see if they call me now. I told them, and I told y'all. The floor is yours, Keyshawn. Take it away, my brother. I miss.
I mean, they didn't play well enough on offense. Dak Prescott gave the ball away twice. That hurt them. They got a blocked field goal, which was he was going to miss in a PAT. He was going to miss anyway.
Could you say it with some passion and some flavor, like the Keyshawn flavor? I mean, you just saying it.
Man, I'm just trying to get through this, man.
I need something extra. I need the regular Keyshawn getting at people. I need that passion. Can I get that?
It's hard to get at somebody when you thought something different.
Okay.
I thought that they can go into San Francisco on the offensive side of the ball and duplicate what the defense did, which was give them a game. And Dak Prescott didn't. We know that, Stephen A. Okay? He gave the ball to the other team twice. Okay? On the stop route on the outside, Diamador Lenore droves, picks it. I thought it was going the other way. Luckily, Ezekiel Elliott was right there to push him out of bounds.
Right.
And then on the other interception, C.D. Lamb ran a return route. Rather than sit, he slid outside. Dak Prescott studied film. He should have known that there was going to be another slot defender out there. Instead, he throws the ball, it gets tipped, it gets picked. That hurt them. They capitalized and scored points on those 2 turnovers. I understand that. I get it. The problem is, are they going to be able to bounce back from this? That's the big issue.
Well,
can they come in 2023 and look at what happened in the playoffs and say to themselves, we can change things around Hold on. That's a year from now. No, let's stay in the moment. Let's stay in the moment. 6 months from now.
That's a year. The playoffs. That's a year from now.
I'm talking about the regular season.
Hell with that. I don't care about that right now. This just happened for less than 48 hours ago. What I'm asking you, Keyshawn, is this. Well, let me ask you this, Keyshawn, before we go to where I go. How'd you feel when you saw that second interception? How did you feel in that moment? Could you share with the audience the feeling, the emotion that was going through your soul right then?
I can't share what I said on this television show. It wasn't polite. Let's just put it that way. It wasn't polite. I get it. You live in other people's misery. I understand.
No.
Swagoo, does he not?
Yeah, that's always my issue with him. Like he loves it, but we gotta be able to take it when we dish it out. All right.
Hey man, I understand it. I think they could be better from it. I don't know, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Key, Stephen A. have a hard time with me with the Cowboys, all right? Because as much as he digs into me because I'm hurt when we lose and when we go through these situations, he know that I'm fairly honest about the Cowboys. So it's not like he don't really have that energy. The one time he got me was when I called and thought they was going to beat the Bucks, and then the game turned and they lost to them. And I was pissed off because I let myself get caught up. I got caught up, Key. They was playing so good. But here's the thing, man, and this is why the number one question I get in public is, man, you got to keep getting Stephen A. You got to keep getting Stephen A. about our Cowboys. That's the number one question. That's the number one type of energy I get when I'm walking around, when I'm anywhere. And I tell people all the time, ride the roller coaster. Ride the roller coaster, enjoy the highs. The lows are going to come. And once you get in the tournament, Key, you don't know what's going to happen. Key, you're a Super Bowl champion, all right? And you know how hard it is. With Tampa.
Okay, so what?
But you know how hard it is to win a championship, but you also know what it's supposed to look like, Key. Yeah. And that's why I've been so disappointed with you and Michael Irvin and all of these people that saying Dallas was going to win a Super Bowl. Y'all knew damn well that this team wasn't built well enough to win a Super Bowl. And I get it, Key. I got killed for picking the 49ers last week. I had people texting me, "You disloyal SOB." I had all kind of stuff in my
They
direct
turned on you.
message.
They turned on you.
in a New York
No
Minute
loyalty.
essay.
No loyalty.
In a New York Minute, I mean, like I had said, they had no chance. Like I literally said, Dallas can win this game if they play mistake-free football. But here's my problem, and here's the let me give something to the Dallas Cowboy fans. Y'all got to stop letting Stephen A. get y'all like this. We were sitting here week 4 of the season or 5, and he put the Dallas Cowboys as the #1 team on Stephen A. list. And he knew exactly what he was doing, and they fall for it.
It's always a setup for failure.
They
That's
fall
what he's
for
hoping.
it every single time. But Key, here's the problem, though, Key, and this is why this man needles me in this situation so bad. Here's the problem, Key. They know it is coming, and they still react like it's the first time it has ever happened.
But
This
you got
team-
to admit, though, Swagoo, you got to admit, you didn't think that it would turn out this way. You can't
Key,
possibly
I
think
did.
that.
Key.
I like so the way he played against Tampa. I thought he beat the Demons.
No,
I know it was Tampa's defense.
No.
I get it. I just thought he beat the Demons. Then they go down the field, they score. I'm like, and he throws the ball. I'm like, okay, cool. Then the kicker misses. They'll get block kick. He was gonna miss the PAT.
was gonna
At
miss
that
the PAT.
point, that's when I started thinking, damn, here we go again.
Key, if it had not been for a muff punt, bro, I mean a fumble in special teams, I don't know if they score a touchdown. Like
That's all part of the game.
Key, I know, but very rarely do you have a turnover in special teams. Very rarely. Like in the playoff, especially San Francisco. All right? And then, Key, guess what happens after that? The man come back and run the damn ball for 50 or 60 yards, damn near to the end zone on the next one. All right? This is where my frustration lies. And this is why Stephen A. can get me every single year. Because I scream on this damn network, we ain't good enough to win a Super Bowl. And I got my friends and my brothers that gives me this stuff about what we can actually do. And I know it's a lie. But at some point during the year, I come around the corner like, okay, these dudes got great football acumen. They know y'all have won you and Michael Irvin won Super Bowl.
Whatever number you comfortable with, Kate.
I would say so, because when you look at everything, they had a promising defense.
Yeah.
They had an emerging #1 wide receiver in CeeDee Lamb. Pollard all of a sudden seemed like he had taken over the backfield. We know what Michael Parsons is. Diggs seemed like he was starting to play more solid and sound. They could potentially lose Dan Quinn. If they lose Dan Quinn, now what? Now what you gonna do on the defensive side of the ball? Dak Prescott doesn't have but one more year guaranteed money before they got to make a decision on what to do with him or draft a guy. So I would think in a long period of time, it probably is the most disappointing, considering how they started off the season with Dak Prescott gets hurt, Cooper Rush comes in and kind of runs the table, has one loss there. Dak Prescott comes back, he wins a couple games before they have a little losing streak. And then all of a sudden, they kind of go on a bad little interception run. But in the end, they still was in contention for the #1 seed. They scoreboard watching, and then all of a sudden, they lay an egg against the Washington Commanders, and then they roll into San Francisco after beating down the Bucs, and Dak Prescott basically throws 2 interceptions. The offense doesn't do much, and they put up 12 stinking points. It's got to be the most disappointing Cowboys season in recent memory. I can't think of another one.
Well,
Can't think of another one.
I can.
Key, you feel
I didn't
right
ask
into
you.
it.
She asked
You
me.
feel right into it, man.
I can't.
God.
I can't.
Golly.
Number one, we could point to last year where they didn't even win one playoff game. That would be interesting. But you know what my favorite is? And I say my favorite because while it's obviously disappointing for Cowboy fans, it's not disappointing for me. It's just me. It's just a matter of taste. 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, In 2011 and 2012, the Dallas Cowboys played with the NFC East Division crown on the line. No wild card was going to come from the division. They had to win the division to make the playoffs, and they lost back-to-back once. And then they came to the third year.
I knew it. The Carson Wentz. I knew it.
With a division crown on the line. And for the third consecutive year, the last game of the season, with the division crown on the line and a playoff berth on the line, they lost it again. And I can't think of anything. I can't think of any greater moment that I have had watching the Cowboys than those three back-to-back years, last game of the regular season, division crown on the line, and they lost. And then not only did they lose, they lost to each team in the division all 3 years. It wasn't like they couldn't get over the hump of that one team. No, the Washington team beat them 1 year. The Giants beat them another year. The Eagles beat them another year. They lost all 3 teams in their division, got a piece of them in that 3-year period. That, to me, stands out above the crowd.
You sickening.
It's true.
The ability for you to wallow in happiness and people's sorrow is ridiculous, bro.
Only Cowboy fans. Only Cowboy fans.
Yeah,
Nothing else in life. I'm not way with nothing else in life. I really am not. You
make a good point with that one, S.A., but I'll go back, and I'm not sure of the year. I don't have the year, but I was a part of a 13-3 season where we had a first-round bye and we lost to Minnesota with Brett Favre.
Oh, that would be 2007.
2007.
That would be
He got
2007.
all of it written down, Swaggle.
No, I know that.
Got it all written down with a pen.
No, I got it written down. No, I got it in my iPad right here. I'm not pretending that I don't. I'm saying he said he could have recalled the year, so I wanted to let him know which year it was. I just wanted to let him know which year it was.
That for me was probably the most disappointing because I really felt like, and not because I was on the team, we had enough people to get to a Super Bowl and potentially win it. That was Terrell Owens, Patrick Creighton, Marion Barber was one of the best backs in the league. Jason Witten, like that was a year where we thought legitimately, after a really good season with Wade Phillips, where we thought legitimately, like if we got a window to win one, it's this team because we got one guy in T.O. that can change the game no matter what situation we in. Absolutely. And we wasn't able to get that one done. This year is not disappointing to me because we've watched this for the last 6 weeks. We've watched this for the last 6 or 7 weeks, man. Like last year, even when they got into the playoffs, we saw Dallas dovetail as far as offense and production and turnovers and the penalties and the things that were going on. So for me, that is the most disappointing one. That 2007 year, when you actually have the players. See, Key and S.A., for this year for me, I didn't think Dallas had enough players. I didn't think they had enough because, Key, you know this as well as anybody. When you get to the playoffs, and I know it from watching it, it's players over plays at some points, bro. Like, it don't matter what the scheme is. It don't matter if you got the better coach on the sideline. It's who is going to make the plays. And if you go through these lists of recent NFL Super Bowl champions, this roster ain't close to that. I
think when you look at it, though, if Pollard stays healthy and he doesn't, his ankle doesn't, it might be a little bit different. I'm just saying, when you talk about playmakers, CeeDee Lamb, I think he answered the call to be the number one. He got a little case of the dropsies here and there and route running, but for the most part, he was very productive this year. Yeah. Schultz, again, couple bad mistakes at the end of the game, not getting his foot down, not going up the field when he goes out of bounds, little things like that. But it wasn't so alarming to me over the course of the season that I felt like the two-headed monster at the running back position, the couple guys at the receiver spot, and the defensive side of the ball was not championship worthy because the teams that they was going to face. They could have potentially seen, they saw the Bucs with a 46-year-old quarterback. We saw what that looked like.
Yep.
Then they go to Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. He played fine. They had a couple chances to put the balls in their hands when he threw it to them. They didn't catch it. You make those turnovers. You catch the football.
But, Key, this the damn problem, Key. This the problem right here. This is why this man can do this every single year on TV, on First Take. Because here we go again. Here we go. Here we already done started it. We already started it. Well, if this would have happened and that would have happened, for the last 27 years, it ain't happened. And y'all keep giving this man fuel. I try to come on here and make people logical. Think about it from a logical reason. Key, you just went down 7 excuses. We could do it this year. We could do it last year. We could do it the year before that, the year before that, the year before that, bro. This is why it's so damn hard to do this every year with Stephen A.
Let me ask you this, though, Swaggle, before I let Stephen A.
Golly, bro.
If he doesn't turn the ball over those 2 times, is it and Pollard doesn't get hurt? Is it a different game?
Key.
That's all I'm asking.
Yes, but Key, he turned it over against the Jaguars. We turned it over against the Jaguars. We turned it over against the Commanders. We turned it over against Green Bay. We turned it over. That wasn't new. And everybody thought because of the Tampa game, it was going to be an epiphany.
Oh, I did.
No, man, it was the #1 defense coming into the game on the other side, bro. It was the #1 D. And Kellen Moore was going to stand him in the center of the pocket. He wasn't going to move him. We know that. That's why I picked the 49ers to win the game. If I would have thought that they would do something different, I would have probably picked the Cowboys. They were not going to do anything different.
Which is what I say.
Hey, man, I don't need you to add to this. I don't need you to add to this. I'm sick of it, bro. I'm sick. I'm every freaking year, bro. Every year. We see something during the season, and it's like, oh, they may be able. No, they not. No.
This is why I am the way that I am about the fans, because Keyshawn, you epitomize the litany of excuses that they come up with, and how do you know what I just listen?
I don't know another way to answer the question.
Keyshawn,
I know, bro. I know. We're in a rock and a hard place.
It is Tuesday morning. I just finished taping an interview with the Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy, Lala Anthony was filling in for them this week.
I love
stuff
them,
like
by
that,
the way.
right? Got love for them. This man ends the interview. You know what he says to me, Keyshawn? You know we're gonna win the next year, right?
Every time.
They can't help
Charlamagne, a big Dallas fan.
man.
He can't help it, bro.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a
All right,
beautiful thing.
speaking of turnovers, we want to turn over the subject.
We want to turn over the subject. Let me just say this to the producers. I need a photo of Swagoo from 2007 when he thought they had a chance.
No, I thought it was 2009.
No, it was 2007 when they were 13-3.
2009.
I got the record right in front of me, Molly. It says 2007, okay?
Okay, well, I had a research team verify.
Maybe 09.
Right
I don't
here.
know when it was.
But we'll go by your creepy little notes.
I want a photo of Swagoo from
No, I
back
think
in
07 was the
2007.
Giants.
Because
my bad. 07 was the Giants, Stephen A. I think 09 was we beat Philly in the first round after playing them first in the last regular season game.
but you were 11-5 that season. I just went by the 13-3 record.
Yeah,
Right, there's been
that's
so
my
many
fault.
bad seasons.
That's the
We're
Brett
getting
Favre
so
loss.
confused.
Now, all I'm saying is, I just 2009.
Hey, Molly,
that's fine.
Molly,
I
don't
just want
need
a
that
photo.
statement. We don't need that statement, Molly Q.
I just
need
want a
that.
photo. Hold on, Swagoo.
Listen, I'm just trying to
want a
survive.
photo. I want to see if he had hair on his head. I want to see how he looked, because I can gauge how he was feeling at that particular moment. I can picture it. That's all I ask. Let's move on.
It's important you see the hairstyle to gauge the feelings. I get
Keyshawn,
it. It's all
Keyshawn.
connected.
Key, don't let this man turn us against each other, man.
Like the suit,
No,
bro.
look, man.
Like the suit,
Listening
like the
to
suit.
him, it goes in one ear and out the other. It don't stay with me.
You like
I
the suit,
can't
man?
till next Tuesday.
Sick of it, man.
You like the suit? Do you like the suit, Keyshawn? That's what's most
Yeah,
important. You like the suit.
when you
It's pretty smooth.
when you on top like you gonna always have nice gear.
Okay.
You on
We'll
top.
make sure. I just
You
wanna
on
make sure
top.
you approving-
You
you
on
approving
top
the
because the
heat.
Cowboys lost, and you on top because you're good at what you do.
Thank you so much. Hold
Cause
on.
problems.
Hold on, that makes a motion.
Keyshawn,
Molly, go to
Really?
Motion
Like,
right there.
yeah,
Molly,
I can't
go
go
to
to commercial.
commercial,
I have something else to
Or
tee up.
something
Let's go.
else. Anything
Exactly.
else.
I feel the same way. I throw